What's up, Nerdyverse? I'm Daddy Louie, and in this video, we are taking a look at a game called Treasure Temple, so stick around. Before we get started, if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe for more content and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Treasure Temple is an upcoming Kickstarter from Game Night. It launches on November 20th. It is for 2 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, and takes around 15 to 45 minutes to play, depending on how many players you have. In this game, you will take on the role of a treasure hunter, a la, National Treasure, Indiana Jones, Lara Croft, all that good stuff. And you will spend your turns trying to capture treasure, turning it into gold and victory points, or trying to stop your opponents from doing, well, the exact same thing. So you want to watch out for their traps while planting traps of your own, ambushing them, laying down things in their pathway, protecting your pathway, and ultimately just good take that fun. But is it good? Well, if you join me on the table, let's check it out. Before we deep dive, just want to let everybody know that this is a pre-production copy. You'll see that some of the art is not finished, and some of the components and stuff may change. I just want to throw that out there. The components are really quite simple, and setup is very, very easy. One of the things that I enjoy about this game. So we have our treasure cards. These cards get shuffled and placed in the middle, and these are what the players are going to be fighting for. Once you score the treasure, you'll use an effect. Some of them have when revealed effects, but most of them have when scored effects. And then in the top right corner, it tells you how much treasure each piece is worth. The goal is to get to 20 victory points, or 20 gold, however you want to look at it. And that's how you do that. This, of course, is what annotates what you've scored. So you've got 1s and 5s. This is the type of game where I'd really like to see an option to purchase metal coins or have some kind of metal coin stretch goals. The art on these is really super cool, and the quality is really, really nice. I just think that in a treasure hunting game, having metal coins would be really, really cool. Then you have your adventure cards. Everybody starts with 2 of these, and then you draw one at the start of the game, at the start of your turn, rather. And then you have your adventurers. There are 6 adventurers in total. You'll distribute these out randomly, or you can draft for them however you like. And they have once per game abilities. So, for example, here, Xavier Jones, he has once per game. Xavier is able to ignore 1 ambush card effect. Ambush cards are usually used on another player's turn, and they ignore the and they don't cost an action to play. So being able to ignore 1 per game is pretty good. And then you would just flip it over, and it has a big X on it. Just lets you know that you've already used it. There's some cool flavor text as well, and the art is super neat. Some of these, like I said, the art's not finished yet, but will be in the coming months. Then you have some rules summary cards, pretty straightforward there, and then the board. Like I said, setup is super easy. Let me show you how that works. All right, so here we have set up for a 2-player game. Players are going to sit at one of the colored areas. There's 4 colors here, green, red, purple, or blue and purple. And then everybody is going to, like I said, get a character card that they can use, and then everybody is going to draw 2 adventure cards. That's all you need to do in order to set up the game. You'll shuffle and put the treasure cards here in the middle with them facing down, and then the adventure deck over here, discard pile for both, goes over here. And then you have your trove, right? So if I'm the red player here, I have my path and I have my trove. So it's going to take me 2 movements to get a treasure from the top of the pile here to this space and then this space, which will score me the VP. And on your turn, you have 2 actions. So there are 3 different actions that you can take. And of those 3 actions, like I said, you get to pick 2, and you can do the same thing twice. So you can play an adventure card, you can reveal the top treasure card from the temple, or you can move any revealed treasure on the map 1 space. That's the game. So, for example, here on Xavier Jones's turn, his first turn, these are the adventure cards that I've got. So here's Tripwire that says discard target player's hand, which is really great. And then take 2 revealed treasure cards and shuffle them. Deal 1 card to a player to score into their trove, then score the other card into your trove. So that's, situational. So at the start of my turn, I'm going to draw a card. So I got Whip Crack, which is an ambush. Ambush cards can be played on any player's turn, and they do not require an action. So this right here actually says turn over the top treasure card on the temple. That's really, really strong. So at the beginning of my turn here, I've drawn this, and now I get 2 actions, one of which I can play this, and it doesn't even cost me one of those 2 actions. So on a turn example here, this is probably what I would do. I would probably play Whip Crack to the discard pile here, which will reveal the top treasure. This is worth 0, and it says when revealed, discard this card. All players lose 1 treasure point from their trove and discard 1 adventure card. Not great. So this would immediately get discarded, and I have to give up a card, but so does my opponent. So I'm going to give up that card, and they will have to give up one of theirs. Now, they have an ambush as well, and they have a card that has the path keyword. Path keyword cards get played on a player's path. You can either play them on your own or someone else's, and they stay there for the entire game unless something is played over top of them. And sometimes they're traps that hurt you, and sometimes they're benefits that help you. This path card says treasure cards on another path may be placed onto this card when moved as an action. So this is really great in that I could place this on my path here, and if my opponent has a treasure there, I could spend one of my actions to move, and it would move to this secret tunnel here. So instead of having to spend 2 actions to get it here, I would have to spend 1 and then 2. I would have to only spend 1 action to get it there, and then I could spend my second action, if I had 2 actions, to score it for 2 victory points. So that's kind of how path cards work. That's how ambush cards work, just to give you an example. So they probably like that. They may... they have to give up a card, though. It's still early in the game. I think they give up that card. So that was a free thing that I did. I didn't have to do anything else. I didn't take an action to do that. So now for my first action, I'll probably reveal a card. Here it is the Tomb of Secrets. It's worth 2 victory points, and when scored, draw an adventure card. So I like that card a lot, and I'll probably spend my second action to move it into my trove. Move it into my path. Again, it has to go into my trove in order to score it. That's the end of my turn. I will now pass it over here. So now on their turn, they're going to draw another card. So this one here is Survival Skills. Draw 3 adventure cards. Really, really strong. This ambush says, use when an adventure card is played. Cancel and discard that card. So probably would have done that maybe to the Whip Crack, but we didn't do that, so that's okay. I really don't want him to score that. I could spend 2 actions to move it right back into my space, but instead what I think I'll do is spend one of my actions to move it to the middle, and then I'm going to spend my second action to play Survival Skills and draw 3 adventure cards. 1, 2, 3. Really strong play there. And then I would pass to my opponent. And that's the gameplay, guys. You're going to spend your turn taking one of 3 actions, and you're going to get 2 actions per turn. So you can play an adventure card, like I showed you. You can reveal the top card of the temple. You can only do that if there's not a card currently there, which in this case there is. or you can move any revealed treasure card one space. You can move them from other people's space. You can put them anywhere on the board that you want to. You just cannot score VPs from somebody else. So, for example, if it was Xavier's turn and this was here, he could not force this player to score those 2 VPs, if that makes sense. So remembering that ambush cards do not take an action and can be played on any player's turn. Remembering that path cards get played on the pathway and stay there until covered up by another path card or an effect that would remove a path card. And you can only reveal a treasure in the middle if there is not a treasure there. And again, we are trying to be the first player here to score 20 VP. So every time you score a card, you move it into your trove, and then it gets discarded after you use its effect, and you collect the coin for it. So these silver coins are 1s, and these gold coins are 5s. The first player to get to 20 victory points wins the game. And that's everything that you need to know in order to play Treasure Temple. Treasure Temple is so much fun. If it's no secret that I am a huge fan of gacha games, Love Letter being my favorite game of all time. So this fits right in that genre. It's very, very easy and very quick to set up, and it's very easy and very quick to teach. With the limited amount of actions and the limited amount of cards that you will have in your hand and the limited amount of things that you can do, it makes teaching the game and playing the game very quick and very simple. But the gacha elements of the game are plentiful, and they're a lot of fun to do. I especially really like the character cards and the fact that characters have that once per game ability. Like I said, I would like to see an option to possibly add some metal coins. I think with a game that uses treasure, just seeing metal coins on the table would be really, really cool. I don't know if that's going to be an option, but we'll have to see. I think I have some metal coins around here somewhere that I can use instead. But I'm super happy that I got to review this game because this is right up my alley. Stretch goals. Stretch goals are going to include game expansions that actually add mechanics to the game itself, card expansions that will add new adventure cards, new treasure cards, and component upgrades. Hopefully, maybe one of those components would be metal coins. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But anyway, guys, that's Treasure Temple. Everything will be in the link below. Links in the description below. The Kickstarter goes live on November 20th. Make sure that you go and show up and show your love and support for this game. What do you guys think of Treasure Temple? Let me know down in the comment section below. I enjoy reading those and interacting with you guys. If you want to see more from the Circle of Nerds, you can find all of our social media. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, all at Circle of Nerds. Also, don't forget that we have a podcast that comes out every week called The Cosmic Disaster Show. You can find that right here on YouTube or anywhere that you enjoy listening to podcasts. And for an extra bit of love and affection to us here at the Circle of Nerds, please consider checking us out over on Patreon at patreon.com/circleofnerds. Anyway, guys, that's all from me. I will see you in the next video.